Hello everyone. So we are continuing to examine the rate of a reaction. The last time we looked at chemical kinetics, which is studying the initial rates of a reaction, just looking at how fast the reaction was happening at the initial stages. And today we are looking at another way to study the rate of a reaction and continue with studying the different factors like concentrations that affect the rate of a reaction. So we are going to use chlorine bleach, which is common to you all. I'm very sure that you've used it or you have at least come in touch with it. So chlorine bleach is a common cleaning agent, and its active ingredient is the hypochlorite ion. It has the chloride and the O ions, and so it is an oxidizing agent. That means it readily gives up its oxygen and it is reduced in the process. And so in this experiment we are going to use the chlorine bleach and also dye. Food coloring dyes are common, and dyes absorb light, and so what chlorine is going to do is to decolorize the dye so that in the course of the reaction the dye will lose its color and therefore its its ability to absorb light. And so we are going to monitor the absorbance versus time of the reaction that we are going to collect today. And we will use this data and the various integrated rate law expressions that are outlined and explained in your manual in order to determine the order of reactions and get the rate laws and other parameters that we need to examine. And so the first thing that I am going to do is to make my stock solutions. So we have to do bleach in 3 concentrations and also to make a dye with an absorbance reading of between 1.5 to 2. And so to make my stock bleach concentration, I will start with, so we have commercial bleach that is 0.68 molar, and I'm going to make a 1 to 10 dilution of that, which is basically taking 1 part and making it into 10. So if I take 1 ml of the commercial bleach concentration, then I'll take 1 ml of the commercial bleach and then I'll add 9 ml of water to make it 10 and mix it. So that means I have my initial concentration. So for the other successive concentrations, we should be 0.034 and 0.017 molar. To make the dilutions of that, I have to take half of the 0.068 molar and add the same amount of water to that, just like to dilute it by half. Anyway, so I have my initial 0.068 bleach solution, and also to make my dye concentration, I'm going to take 50 milliliters of water. This is deionized water, and then I'll add a drop of my dye, a drop or 2, and I will mix it. And so to get to the right concentration, I have to keep taking the absorbance readings so that I have an absorbance reading of between 1.5 and 2. So I'm going to use a spectrometer for that. And first of all, I have to calibrate my spectrometer, which I already did with deionized water. And then I'm going to rinse my cuvette with the dye solution, and then put about 3/4 of my of the dye into the cuvette and try to see its absorbance. So I can see here with 1 drop the value is still below 1.5. So I'm going to add another drop. I will mix it So I have to keep taking the readings until I get the value that's needed. Much we have, and we have a value that's between 1.5 and 2. And so I am going to take an exact value of the absorbance reading at 630 nanometers wavelength. And that value should be one 1.855. Okay, so now I know that I have my bleach and my dye stop concentrations. So the next step will be to switch my my parameters here so that I can take the absorbance versus time. So the initial spectrum had absorbance versus wavelength because I wanted to get a value for absorbance within a specific wavelength. And now I am going to go ahead and get my absorbance versus time, and I have to calibrate my spectrometer with water again before I do anything. So every time you do this, make sure you wipe your cuvette and put it in the spectrometer the right way. Alright, so I'll calibrate my spectrometer. So if you want, just for your own knowledge, you can consult your manual to know how to calibrate the spectrometer, but in this case I'll just do it. So that's done, and now I am going to start the reaction. And basically I'm taking 10 mils of my bleach and 10 mils of my my dye. So 10 ml. I will mix these two, and as soon as I mix it, the reaction is going to begin. So I have to rinse my cuvette quickly with the solution that I'm about to make and just start collecting the data. So this is what I'm doing. I'm mixing it quickly. Then I'm rinsing my cuvette with the solution. With this, I'll collect my data. So once I mix my my solution, that's the chlorine and my dye, I'll just put it in the so I'll just take about 3/4 of it and just put it in my spectrometer and collect data. And so for this run, I'll just wait until I see an absorbance value of below 0.05, then I can stop the run, and that's how I have my data. And then I'll do the same thing for runs 2 and 3, but with a less concentration of bleach. And that's it.